The markets are potentially going to be hitting new all-time highs. We just came off the back of like an 11-day winning streak. We're going to be winning so much, you're going to get tired of winning. But realistically, we had a tiny itty-bitty baby pullback right here. And I don't want you to get this construed, right? New all-time highs, which is what we were having several days in a row, is bullish AF. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, man, I missed this move. But that's okay. We're going to be taking at the look. We're going to take a look at the top 100 stocks to buy according to bar chart and see if any of these are actually worth your money, right? Your hard-earned money. Are any of them actually worth getting? And these are ranked by highest weighted alpha. This is a measure of how a stock has changed in the last 1 year period. Now, I am competing in the US Investing Championship, and maybe, just maybe, or maybe not, I'll be picking up one of these to put in my portfolio. By the way, my portfolio is this spreadsheet right here is linked down below. Every single trade that I put on is shown on YouTube, and all my results are verified in the US Investing Championship. So let's do this first. Let's start with AXTI, AXT Inc. AXT Inc. Okay, AXTI. AXTI. So taking a look at AXTI, we can see it just got a buy signal. So I'm in agreement with this right here. AXTI just got a buy signal today. This is a 9 of 9 stock for me. So looking at this right here, AXTI stock slides. Oh, here we go. This is fresh news. How much has it slid? Hang on. I'm gonna go to the pre-market. AXTI. How much did it slide? I guess from yesterday to today. Like it. Oh, the market's open right now. It's like, wait a minute, where's the pre-market? No. Is it down a little bit? Yeah, it's down a little bit for sure. What's the news say? A share sale raises dilution concerns. Oh man, that sucks, right? So if you are an AXTI shareholder, that's bad news for you, right? But keep in mind, one of the things that I like to do is wait till the end of the day to make a trade. And this is a great example, right? So this stock is in the middle of an uptrend already. So let's jump into this. It's already in the middle of an uptrend. It just got a buy signal. It's getting more greedy, and it does not have any outlier blocks on top of it. It looks like potentially all-time highs right here. Like I say, that's bullish AF. Now, if they had share dilution right here, which has caused the price to come down, it looks like about 7% this morning. That's why I would wait until the end of the day if I were going to take this trade, because now you're getting at a 7% better price. You're getting at a 7% better price, right? Does that mean it's going to hold up throughout the day? No. But objectively speaking, even though that they did do the share dilution, that doesn't necessarily mean the stock is going to crash. What does share dilution means? That means, let's say that they had 1,000 shares, just for example, 1,000 shares, 1,000 shares available for everybody in the whole world to buy, right? Of course, that would cause the price of the stock to go up because, hey, if there's only 1,000 shares to buy, that's a scarce resource. And so therefore, it's going to push the price up. Now imagine if there were 2,000 shares to buy. It's less scarce of a resource, so the price doesn't have to go up as high. That's why this would be an issue. That's why this would be an issue here. However, if it's maintaining this same trend, even with the news of a dilution, that's pretty bullish to me. That's pretty bullish to me. So let's start up there and let's rank AXTI with a score of 9. A score of 9. Very cool. All right, we're off to a great start here. And for those who watch this live, I totally botched the first version of this, but we're off to a much better start of stocks now. How do you like that? SanDisk, SNDK. SNDK. This is one that had a huge move not that long ago. Let's do SNDK. And yeah, let me zoom out so you can see what I mean by a huge move, right? This is one of those stocks where you just buy it and you make money pretty much every single day, right? This is gorgeous. Now, this does concern me because when I look at a stock like this, there's a rule called the 50-80 rule. Type 50/80 in the chat if you've heard of this before, right? 50/80. Let me know if you've heard of this before. Reason being is because the 50-80 rule means when you see a stock that looks like this, 50% of the time, it can fall by 80%. These big, giant screaming moves can fall by 80%. And 80% of the time, it can fall by 50%. Now, listen, I know there's going to be people out there saying, you don't know what you're talking about. There's no possible way. You're right. There's no possible way. There's no possible way a stock like SoFi, who did something similar last year, there's no possible way that a stock like SoFi, who did something similar right here, could fall by 50%, 80% of the time, or 80%, 50% of the time, right? There's no possible, wait a minute, it fell 53% right here. No, that's not possible. And then it did again. And then how much did it fall? How much did it fall? 54%. Weird. Just very strangely weird that the 50-80 rule seems to be playing out on SoFi. Will it play out on SanDisk, SNDK? I don't know. But let's take a look at SanDisk inside of Outlier. So all stocks, 40% of the move is due to the market. Okay. Now the market is in a big, beautiful trend. It does still have a buy signal. Market breadth is still really strong. The sector makes up 30% of the move. The sector has growing fear and greed, right? Growing greed right here, and growing breadth, meaning more buy signals, less sell signals. Now you'll notice right here, and whenever this happens, that means that we have the data inside of Outlier, but not enough data to populate the buy and sell signals just yet. So when this happens, realize that we're giving you all the data that's available. So when it says gray for signal and gray for fear and greed, it will be coming, but it's not available just yet. But we can still look at the news over here. Lots of bullish news coming through. In fact, let's pop this over here to sentiment. I'm curious to see. Yeah, it's definitely been a lot more bullish news than anything else on SanDisk lately. But what's the latest news on SanDisk? Is it headed for 1,000 in 2026? Oh, it's at 931 right now. 1,000 is not too far off. We do have earnings coming up soon. This is one of my all-time favorite plays. Going up into earnings. I'm not saying it works every time. It's like the cologne. What's that cologne? I'm totally engagement baiting you. What's that cologne in Anchorman? The 60% of the time it works every time, right? That's kind of how I look at earnings, right? Running up into earnings. When you see a big, beautiful trend running up into earnings, people are excited to buy it as it goes into earnings. And it just very well might be doing something like that. Why Morgan Stanley's doubling down on memory stocks. Wall Street sets SanDisk price target for the next 12 months. SanDisk, Western Digital, and STX forecasts, right? These look great. But because we don't have SNDK buy and sell signals just yet, what I'll do is I'll use XLK. This is in the tech sector. Oh, that's what I totally forgot what that cologne was called. Thank you, guys. Yes, Black Panther. That's what it was called, Shane. That's what it was. It was Black Panther. Shane's one of our Bravo graduates. Good to see you, Shane. Yeah, look at this, right? Going to XLK. This is going to be a 9 of 9 as well, right? Because SNDK had everything except these two. XLK is the sector ETF for the tech sector. So I'm going to give you SNDK a score of 9 of 9 as well. All right, so far so good. The top two stocks right here, both looking sharp. Let's go to light. What is light? What is light? Okay, let's take a look at light. Remember, we're trying to find the stocks that would be the best ones to invest in objectively, right? No bias, what am I trying to say here? No news-driven headlines are going to cause us to invest, right? We're looking at the data objectively, but also curious to see what the news stories are in them. I'm still buying Luteman, but for a better reason now on Seeking Alpha, right? Top Wall Street analysts are bullish on these three stocks, including Light. 5 stocks, the S&P 500, help erase Iran war losses. In Light versus Luteman, which fiber laser stock is the right buy right now? Okay, cool. So this sector seems to be looking pretty positive, and everything on here looks really good as well, except for the fear and greed. You can see that the fear and greed had been rising on Light and has really flatlined, really flatlined. It's starting to come down ever so slightly. Let's go to the Light chart real quick. Yeah, and if it can close on top of this order block right here, that order block would end another bullish sign running up into earnings. So I can see why this would be one of the top 3. Yeah, the top 3 stocks of the top 100 stocks to buy. Okay, cool. I'm going to give it a score of 8 because that's the score that it had. It had a score of 8. That's going to drive me absolutely bonkers if they're not all in the same format. So let's do that. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next stock here. Eras. Eras. Is this the Taylor Swift stock? Eras. This is a healthcare stock. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Let me zoom out real quick. Did you see that chart? Yo, that looks gorgeous right there, right? That looks huge. Now, what is Eras? Eras is Erasca Healthcare. It's not Taylor Swift. Okay. And again, this is one we don't quite have the buy and sell signal data in Outlier just yet. Erasca's CMO direct stake hit 0. Her options position didn't. Okay. Fourth quarter and full year result. Okay, so they just had earnings. Anything that's useful on here? No, not really. I don't know why this is the number 3 stock on here, but let's go to the chart for it. Eras. The Taylor Swift of stocks. Oh man, look at that move right there. Now, again, this is in the healthcare sector. Healthcare is one of these type of stocks where the news can come out and it can be incredibly bullish and the stock can drop, or it can be incredibly bearish and the stock can rocket. Healthcare presents a lot of risk. So for me, I don't trade anything healthcare related. So let's move on from Eras and let's give it a score. Let's give Eras a score. We need to go to the healthcare sector, XLV, and to get those two plugs right there. So I'm going to give it a score of 9 of 9. Man, these are all really good. I like them so far, right? Let's rank them. All right, I like them so far. This list is not, this is the first time I've used this list, literally first time ever I've used this list, and so far so good. Let's go to WDC, Western Digital, WDC. Now, we just talked about WDC when we were talking about SanDisk, right? They're very correlated between these two, in the same industry, it looks like. And looking at this, man, 9 of 9, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's pop this open, look at the news. Can Western Digital's cash flow outweigh its leverage concerns? SanDisk, Western Digital, STX forecast. Altucher Capital Appreciation Fund, why Western Digital outpaces stock market today. Lots of bullish news. In fact, I bet it would pop up over here. Yeah. There is no neutral news. There is no bearish news. It's all good news for Western Digital. I think it's really interesting, right? Why do I care so much if it's all good news, right? If it's all good news, and you like the stock, you like where the price is going, and then you can have the conviction of all the news stories that get more people hyped up into it, and the news stories to help you have that conviction in your stock price, could be amazing. Like Swingnut says, I've rolled WDC 3 times so far. Yeah, this is actually a really, really sharp looking stock right here. And again, what score are we going to give this? We're going to give this a 9 of 9. All of these stocks so far are great. I like it. All right. But you know what? Chris Chains may not like it. Who is this Chris Chains guy you're asking? Well, he just got to the door. Let me introduce you to my arch nemesis.
Knock, 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 knock. It's Chris Chains. Still him. Hit a couple for the door frame. Too loud. Gold Lambo parked by the slow lane. Pool shape Lambo, yes, no shame. Iconic. Knock, knock. It's Chris Chains. Don't ask me how. All buys never sell dates. Why would I? If it pump, then I'm self-made. Built different. Risk management, couldn't tell, mate. Never needed.
Yeah, what up, boy? Chris Chains in the house. Now, here the deal is. This old man, Chris, he's literally the oldest, ugliest, stupidest, mostest, baldest man that I know. So we're gonna take his stocks and we're gonna flip them upside down. We're gonna go over to Wall Street bets. You know the deal. All the best stocks on earth go to Wall Street bets. So here's the thing. If you ain't on Wall Street bets, you ain't a real investor. You ain't a real trader, because you know that's all where the best investors go, like Warren Buffett, Tim Apple, Donald Trump, all them real good investors, they're all hanging out Wall Street bets all day. Duh, don't you know that? Here the deal is. Let's go look at a couple of them. What about AXTI? Space Mobile. That sounds like my Lambo outside. Space Mobile. Because I drive that thing up in space. AXTI stock. This is going to be a good one here. I promise. Okay. Now, listen, don't worry about that so much, right? It may have started a bearish trend over here, but look. AXTI. This is where you start getting in. Like, there's a little bit of market manipulation going on, okay? Very obvious on the chart that there's a market manipulation going on. And here's the deal. Here the deal is. If you don't buy it now, first off, you're a broke boy, okay? Don't you understand? You must buy the dip. If you don't buy the dip, you don't get to make no money. It's dumb to buy stock where they're going up. It ain't gonna cost too much, right? You gotta buy it as it's dipping, okay? So, and here's the deal. I can tell you exactly where that bottom is gonna be, okay? I draw lines on the charts all the time. And so therefore, if so, there so, I tell you exactly where the bottoms is. So AXTI, here, I'm gonna draw this line right here. Boom, that's the bottom. That's the bottom right there. And here's the deal. Okay. Jerome Powell gonna save this stock. He loves AXTI. In fact, Jerome Powell needs to save his ass because he's about to get kicked out for some guy called Washington, Mr. Washington, right? So here the deal is, Jerome Powell, he gonna be like, he gonna pop up in that committee hearing today, and JP gonna be like, here the deal is, I know you want to be rich boys like me, and he gonna jangle his chains, because you know you ain't a real millionaire unless you jangle them chains, right? When you walk down the hallway and you jangle, that's when you know you're a real millionaire. All right, he gonna walk up in that, and he gonna jangle his chains. He gonna say, I love AXTI, and then everybody gonna go buy it. Like literally, he just gonna walk in and say, I love AXTI, and then boom, AXTI to the moon, baby. And it's the space modeler. The space modeler go to the moon. Duh. The fundamentals is strong because it says space right there, where you think the moon is, in space. Duh. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to buy your rocket ship to the moon. Okay? Don't be dumb about it. Buy the stock. So here the deal is, let's go rank this stock. I heard that old man like to do this. Moon. Oh, wait, no, hang on. AXTI score of moon. That's how you do. Okay? Boom. To the moon for AXTI. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next stock. Rocket Lab. Well, you know what the deal is. If you thought AXTI was good, you're gonna love some rockets. I love rockets. RKLB. RKLB. There you go. Boom. Told you. I told you where the bottom was, right? RKLB got a score here, 9 of 9. Don't worry about that though. I mean, it probably shoots Spencer right now about RKLB. And rockets. Now listen, here the deal is. Don't listen to that random guy on the internet talking about how order blocks work. He's so dumb. Here's the thing. First off, Space Modeler going to the moon. Rocket Lab, where in Wide World Sports you think the Rocket Lab gonna go? I'll tell you where. By the way, I told everybody this the bottom. I literally was out everywhere saying, hey, gotta buy some Rocket Lab because that's the bottom right there. And nobody listened to Chris Change. That's why I got to change and use a broke boy, because you didn't listen to it. That's right. So if space is where the moon's is, then Rocket Labs is going to go to the sun. That's right. This is so much more bigger than the moon. This is the sun. That's why I'm going to rank this stock. So Rocket Lab gives you sun. Get you the sun, get you the moon. Boom, baby. That's how I do. I love it. Now here what them other stocks is. Let's go find another one. Nvidia. Nah, my man. My big man right there. You know, I only deals in Bitcoins. When I wake up in the morning, I take a shower, and when the waterfalls come down on me, they shape like little tiny gold Legos. You know the little gold Legos, right? Little Lego coins, but they's all Bitcoins. That's how many Bitcoins I got. You know what I'm saying? When I shower, I have 43 gallons of Bitcoins placed on top of me just to shower me, and all the delicious goldness, right? The delicious golden Bitcoinness of it. Let's go look at that MicroStrategy. My MS strategy. There we go. Oh, hang on. Look, here the deal is. This is why you buy the dip. Okay, this is why you buy the dip, because you know it's going to stop dipping. Duh. You're only going to lose if you don't buy it all the way down, right? So looking at this right here, MicroStrategy and master strategy. There we go. See, I done told you it may have gone down 67% since that sell signal came through. It may have gone down 67%, but listen, that's when you double up and you triple up. And you say your prayers, because hopefully it come back up, because it totally came back up. And did I not come back on? I swear a week ago I was here and I said, heard about a MicroStrategy. Ready? Boom, right there. See, it bottomed there before, so therefore, if so, afso, it must only go up so from there so. So if so, afso, mega monies, right? In fact, we're making so much monies. Hang on, where my money's at? There it is. All right, we're making so much money around here. I could just start throwing these monies all over the place, right? When Chris Change wake up in the morning, he's got two baby mamas sitting there, and they just fanning him like this. They're like, "Oh, Chris Change, thank you so much for all that money you done to give us. Oh yeah, that's exactly how I wanted it to be." And how do I make my monies? By knowing exactly where the bottoms is. Now you can get access to my course for only $84,000 a quarter. Oh, girl, fucked out. Don't worry about that. You can get access to my course for only $84,000 a quarter if you want to make Chris Change kind of money, and I'll show you exactly, perfectly. There is no better place to buy than this exact stock right here. And if so, that's so, you go to the banco, and they're going to be like, hey, Mr. Change, how'd you get all that money? And I'm going to say, duh, I know where the bottom is. So, yeah, sign up for my course. It's the best course you ever done in the scene, and that's the only way you're going to get fancy watches like this, chains like that, and you're going to have the baby mamas in the morning giving you the little fans right there, and then take some Bitcoin showers. That's the only way it works. All right, so here you go. Buy that dip. It only go up. Duh, don't you know better? And you can be a rich boy just like your boy Christian. I gotta get out of here. My gold Lambo is getting rained on outside. I don't like to get my rain on. No, I gotta go.
Knock, 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 knock. It's Chris Change. Still him. Hit a couple for the door frame. Too loud. Gold Lambo parked by the slow lane. Rev it. Pool shape Lambo, yes, no shame. Iconic. Knock, knock. It's Chris Change. Don't ask me how. All buys never sell dates. Why would I? If it pump, then I'm self-made. Built different. Risk management, couldn't tell, mate. Never needed.
I told you to stay out. Stop coming over every Tuesday. Nobody wants to hear your stupid Lambo. Sorry. I had to yell at that jerk trying to crash the party over here. Sorry. But yeah, this guy. Don't listen to him. Whatever he said, yeah, just forget about it. Just forget about it, right? And what I don't even remember what he ranked MicroStrategy. So we'll just give it a 0. MSTR. We're just going to give it a 0 because Chris Change liked it, so therefore it must be bad. It must be bad. So okay, let's do this. Let's finish this. Let's take a look at the last two on this list over here. Right? I like this list. This is not a bad list. I want to keep coming back to this list. Ciena Corp. CIEN. I traded this one not all that long ago. There you go. To the moon, baby. To the moon, as Chris Change would say. I mean, this actually looks gorgeous, right? We're in a strong market and a strong sector. The stock is strong AF. Let's go look at CIEN. Holy goodness. Wow. That is a move right there. That's the kind where you buy it in September and you just let it go and it only prints money the whole way up. Holy goodness. That is amazing. Crushed through every order block possible. What is this? And why is it so good? Zach's analysts, 4 top performing liquid stocks, price target raise. That should help it. 182% in 6 months. Yeah, and here's something I want to point out as well. I've mentioned this many times. You can jump in on a trend at any point in time. You don't have to catch the very bottom, not at all. Because I mean, just imagine if you had got in right here, right? Just random spot on the chart, you could still be up 88%, right? Let your winners run out of control and cut your losers short, because we really don't know where it's going to stop, and that trend is going. Don't get in front of the trend train. And by the way, I saw down here a gap and go. A gap and go is exactly what this is. And that's why I don't want you to be afraid of gaps, because look at what it did. It gapped up. How much did it gap up? How much did it gap up? It gapped up 20%, 21% that day. And it didn't turn around. And I guarantee you there were people saying, oh, here's the time to short it. Here's the time to short it. Whew. Whoo-wee. That is crazy. So yeah, I'm going to give a CIEN a score of 9. Man, that's a lot of scores on 9 today. What a good market we're in, right? And this is what we're waiting for, right? We wait for a market to set up where it has a strong market profile, strong sectors, and then you find the strongest stocks in the sector and things just click together. Trading becomes effortless. All right, let's take a look. Last one on here, HYMC. We looked at this one last week. I remember Hycroft, HYMC. I like Sherlock Holmes, and every time I see Hycroft, I think of his brother. Is it Mycroft, right? What's Sherlock Holmes' brother's name? I think it's Mycroft. Anyway, looking at this one over here, we got a buy signal in place. Looks like we got some crazy order blocks going on over here. HYMC. Yeah, we do have a lot of order blocks going on in this one. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see it bouncing back and forth a couple times. We do have earnings coming up, so just be aware of that. So I'm going to give this a score of 8. HYMC
score of 8. Look at this. This list is crazy, right? You got the sun, you got the moon, and then everything else is like either an 8 of 9. And MicroStrategy is just terrible. MicroStrategy is just a terrible dog of a stock, but it really was a 9 of 9. So here's the thing, right? As a professional investor, I have a plan, and you can get access to that plan right now that I'll be trading in the US Investing Championship. And you can get access to OVTLYR, and that's going to save you tons of time versus looking all over the place at different charts. And you can just see right there how to rank those stocks. And this is why we go through it week after week, just to show you exactly how easy it is to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk with OVTLYR. If this was useful at all, be sure you subscribe. We're hitting so close to 50,000. I'm so excited. And you are going to be one of those 50,000. And if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, click one of these 2 videos. We'll talk soon.